Shalom, shalom. I'd like to give all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Kwakadash, and double honor to the elders, and salutations to the apostles, and to you brothers that's living the truth day and night, night and day, and to you sincere sisters who loving yourself, respecting yourself, loving your children, being good mothers at home, and respecting your husbands, and respecting Yahweh Bashim Yahshua. Okay, excuse me. Hold on, guys. Yeah, so we have this Edomite here, and her name is Sarah Eaton, I believe. Yeah, so I watch her videos, man, and let me tell you something. This girl here be on point. She takes accountability to another level, and she explained herself so thorough that it's gonna make women upset, and not only that she's telling the truth, she's also holding women accountable, and even though she's the Edomite, this girl has more sense than Eve. A lot of you simple women, that keep doing the same thing over and over, there's something really wrong. And it's a mental illness. It's a condition that you're suffering from, and you don't even know that you have it. A lot of people think that they're not suffering from mental illness because they're living day to day and they think they're normal. People have mental illnesses, and it's a form of demonic possession. You're possessed. You may not know it. That's why it's very important for you to repent every day. Hold on, y'all. That's why it's important for you to repent every day, so that you can get your mind right, get your spirit right, and have clear thoughts, and know how to evaluate and judge the matter. When Yahushua went to the man that was chained up and he had all the legions on him, and the people in the neighborhood couldn't even control him, and they were just so terrified because this man was just so strong, man. Because when you're possessed with these spirits, man, you become, I'm talking about super strong, man. And if anybody have dealt with psychology or dealt with in the psych ward or in that field, they will tell you that people that they deal with on an everyday basis have these issues, but they don't understand spiritually. I'm not saying they don't understand, but the majority of them diagnose it as just a mental condition from the flesh and the mind first, but it starts with the spirit, because the spirit has different entities that comes inside them and act a certain way. You have manipulation spirits, you have fornication spirits, you have adultery, which falls under fornication. All right, so you have all these different spirits. You got spirits. You got a lust spirit. You have a pathological lying spirit. You have a conniving spirit. And there's a movie I want you guys to see, man. It's called Abby, where the sister and her husband, he was a teacher, I believe, or she was a teacher, and they had moved to a brand new house, the guy's father was an archaeologist, and this is Jake, and he was a scientist, and he had opened up, he had found this chest or something, and he removed the cover, and the spirit flew out of it. It was possessed, and it didn't attack him because his father was an archaeologist. He was a priest, it didn't bother him, so it went straight to the closest to him, which was his son. It didn't bother his son because the father had a covering over his son by reading the scripture in the Bible. But guess what? It went to his wife, because the wife didn't have a strong covering, because they know that the woman is weak. So why in that movie? But that's a 1970 something film, and why would the spirit go to the woman? Because they know that the woman is the weaker vessel. Okay, so why would they choose that particular scenery for the woman to be possessed? And she was possessed. She was doing all kind of wicked shit in that film. So, but she don't realize the evil that she was doing, because she was letting the lust control her flesh, because she was possessed by the spirit. But then a part of her was like, I need help. I need to repent. I need to get out of this. Please save me. All right. So let's watch what this Edomite woman said, man. And hey, yo, man, yo, if yo, man, if she was a Eve, I probably still would have dealt with her. But this Edomite woman, man, she keep it so real, man. I'm looking for her. Shit, I might want to take her down. You know, it's just a little joke, y'all. So it's a side joke, all right. Let's get into it, all right. And let's break it down, all right. All right.
Are not narcissistic, abusive pieces of shit. Most women will tell themselves that he is a narcissistic piece of shit, so she can justify whatever her toxic behavior is, and two, so she can justify leaving. Because someone explained it to me how dads will go from like father of the year, he's such a great husband, but now that she wants a divorce and she's unhappy, he's a piece of shit, he's narcissistic.
Boom. And that's where the world that we live in, that's why relationships get so sour and mean, because you have these women that want to break up the relationship because they want to go back to the streets. These are the same women that men choose. And like men, you have to be more wise and be more circumspect on who you're choosing. Before you put your rod into a woman, you know, you have to do your due diligence, man. And before I even dealt with this girl before, when I did my due diligence, I let her wait for 9 months. And I knew she liked me. That's why she dealt with me for 9 months. So when I finally did it with her, you know, we just took it from there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling you this from my personal experience. You know, sometimes if a woman really likes you, she's going to take as much as she want or deal with from a man that she really likes. A man that she don't really like, she ain't going to really deal with him. And let me tell you something. Women that I dealt with or know of, and, you know, if they don't want to be around, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be around me. I could get another woman anytime I want. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, at the end of the day, men got to be very, very wise on choosing these women, man. Because remember, you're putting your seed out here. Every woman don't deserve your seed, because when you lay down with these women or marry these type of women, then they find a reason to get rid of you, or they find a reason to justify themselves to go back into the street. Okay, they want to play the harlot. They want to play these roles because they're missing something. Oh, you're boring. But what they fail to realize that when you're playing a dangerous game in the streets, you're bound to get killed. You're bound to get diseases. You're bound to get locked up. You're bound to get caught up in this demonic ass frivolous world. And this world don't love you, man. You know, this world don't love you, man. The man that you had, you should have loved. Because if you didn't love your man, right, you're wasting his time. You know, don't never waste a man's time, fellas. If you know you're gonna waste a woman's time, don't waste her time. But this is primarily for the women, man, so y'all can be held accountable, because you waste a dude's time. He can't never get that back. So, me personally, that's why I don't jump the gun, because I like to control my time. My time is very valuable. I don't want my time to be sucked and sucked dry, and then you run off. That's not gonna happen. So before I see anything, if you don't care, I don't care. If you don't show me love, I don't show you no love. If you don't want to be bothered, I won't bother you. Okay, that's just what it is. And you women got a good net for, like, oh, you could pick up. It's like you got this emotional radar. Oh, damn, man, I can feel the vibe is changing, and he ain't being the same. You know why? Because why should I waste my time? I'm a grown man. I don't owe anybody anything. Just as you're a grown man, you don't owe me anything. But just know that my time will never ever be wasted with any type of foolish women. It won't be wasted. You know what I'm saying? And every woman that comes up, they always gonna find a way just trying to see if you're that man for them. You know, and I don't care if I don't make their expectations. I don't fuck your expectations. I care about mine. Mine is more important than yours. Okay, because that's going to determine whether I keep you in my life or not. And if you want to go, cool. You know what I'm saying? No problem. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lose my life or no sleep over no fucking girl. So that's what we gotta understand, all right?
You know, he emotionally and physically and financially abused her. To all of the men that are out here struggling, just understand that she's trying to paint you as the villain so she never has to look in the mirror. And all she's going to do is turn around and have those same toxic traits in her next relationship. But not only that, is she resents the fuck out of you because, one, you stayed committed to her and all of her toxic behavior, and she hates you for that because she didn't stay committed to you within the relationship. She gave up. But not only that, she likely moved away back to her hometown or moved in with her parents because now she's doing the whole single mom vibe.
Right. So there you go. So now they make themselves have difficult life because you left something that was helping you to go to some bullshit. When you got children, when you got children involved, you don't divorce. And then when you do that, you have a hard life. And a lot of you women, you are selfish. A lot of you women, you destroy relationships because you want to do things by yourself. You are hard-headed. You're a rebellious woman. You know, like I said, like this girl that I taught, when I taught the truth, now she want to act like she's a part of, on this side of trying to say, oh, Eve is wrong. But you're Eve. You do the same thing. Don't think because what you do a little bit, it doesn't justify what they do at much on a level. It doesn't matter. Wrong is wrong, and you did wrong. So a lot of the wrong you did, you acting just like them. So when you talk to me, I just listen. I'm saying, you Eve too. It's only a matter of time that you're going to fuck up. You know, because your spirit is not onto the level of mine's. Some people have a different type of level, where they at in their spirit. So I get that. But you're still a baby in this. So that's why certain things didn't move me or shake me, because you have this hunger spark. I've been there. I had that. I've done that. I have experience. So when I see that, I don't get too all in shock. Yeah. I don't jump up with it. I don't do it because it don't do nothing for my it don't do nothing for my spirit. You know, I have graduated from that. You understand? But I get it because because you're in it, you're new, you wanna, I get it. I you're talking to the perfect person. I understand that. But I'm trying to also get people to understand that calm yourself, because when you get too much into that realm of knowing too much, you think you knowing it, you don't know it, because it sounds good because now you're starting to gain some wisdom, of course, that's beautiful. But you can't rush wisdom because you have some knowledge now, you think you're a master teacher. It doesn't work that way. What's a truthful master teacher always will be humble, always will look for meekness and kindness. You understand? Will always show and teach others something. There's a lot of stuff there's a lot of information and a lot of stuff I could have taught this girl. But that's her loss. I didn't teach everything to her. So, she thinks she know it, so she can go and watch the GMS Brothers. That she been doing. Let her watch the GMS Brothers. You understand? So let you learn from them. You can't learn from me no more. And no disrespect to the GMS Brothers, they don't know the girl. So it's like they're not hurting by it. You're watching them on the TV, on the screen, or whatever, or your phone, whatever you're looking at, on any device. So I said, let them be your guide and your teacher, because I'm not going to guide you and teach you anymore. Because you don't violate the ultimate law. All right. But anyway, it's not about her. It's about how these women do. And I hear the talks about, of their kid's father, or like she always tell me, well, my kid's father. I said, but why you didn't marry him? Why? I didn't do it. Then you're going to another relationship, it doesn't last. You're showing the world that you make bad decisions. But it's not to criticize you is to tell you the truth. So your talks doesn't mean nothing. I'm seeing your actions, and your actions is, you're done. You understand? You're done. When I said done, you can't get a high grade man anymore. You think you can, you think you could, but that's cool. Play with them, but guess it doesn't last long. You have fun for a little bit and you're done. And I know you. You go from another guy to another guy. You know, I'm not saying that you're doing that more prevalent in this day and age. I don't know what you're doing in this time. I don't know what you're doing in this time. You know what I'm saying? It's not my concern anymore. But at the end of the day, people show you what they are. They make the decision on what they want to do. And it's okay. You can't be there for everyone. You can't hold them, hold their hand in this. You got to just let them fly. Let them go. Because you ain't teaching me. You ain't teaching me anything. You know, I'm not saying you can't show me nothing. I'm not saying that. But you can't teach me anything. Cause I'm the one that's teaching. I'm the one that was teaching you, and I taught you this. You know, I showed you the elevation to this. Without me, you wouldn't know this. But without Yahawashi first to show me, to show you, you wouldn't really know this. So the credit is given to Yahawashi more than me. He gets all the credit, but I also get a partial of it for bringing you into this. You know, so I don't take no responsibility for this. It's not my doings. It's the Lord's doing. I'm just a man that's trying to prophesy and give the warning and to Israel, man. Okay, so anyway, this woman is right. She said these women. Sarah said that these women break up and then they make all the excuses to justify their wrongdoings. Okay, and it's bad behavior. Come on.
And you cannot help her on the day-to-day because she moved so far away that is the only reason that you just get weekends or you just get, spring break and summer breaks. And she hates you for it because now she has to actually do everything by herself. And then to make matters worse, she dates a bunch of losers because she feels like she missed out while she was married to you. So she hates herself even further. So she's going to attack.
She said if she was married to you or not, she's going to do that because that's her nature. Her nature started off wrong. Okay? Her actual nature is supposed to be submissive, kind, and loving. Now, everyone's spirit, everyone may not be hype or screaming or yelling, or some people are calm when they talk, but it doesn't mean that you're a good person because you're quiet or you calm. That doesn't make you a good person. What makes you a good person? You keeping the laws of Yahweh to your best of your ability and trying to be upright and keep these laws, man. But also having the mercy and grace behind it and doing the honorable things. Hold on, guys. So that's just what it is, man. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's like you make these decisions, and decision is going to show forth, why you like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue on. Yeah, so like I said, man, at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta make better decisions, man, because especially when you in this truth, man, it's not about foolishness, man. It's about gaining and learning and understanding, getting wisdom and growing and be a better you. Okay, the more you learn, the more you know, and the more you read, and the more you understand, the more you can grasp and get the full knowledge and understanding from the true men of the Lord, man. That's the goal, man. Put all your heart and soul into the Lord, man, not into women, man. Women just is a part of this life to give help to you. They're not your all to be all, but they can be a help to your life, and you can give them the world, right? If you desire to do that for that lady, you know what I'm saying? And everyone don't deserve certain things. They gotta earn it, and then you reward them. And men today, they reward women bad behavior and still treat them as such. Nah, you gotta stop doing that. You can't treat women with good if they're being bad. They're on their bad behavior. If a woman is doing right by you and she care about you and she's honorable, do that girl right, man. You know, love her, man. You know, because she care about you. You love her. You know, don't be mean to the girl. Care about the girl. You know, but once any kind of trust is gone, man, that's it. And like I said before, like if I lay down with a woman, right, and I choose a woman very, 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 very careful. I'm very careful who I'm choosing. And if I lay down with that girl and I eventually have the intercourse with her, and if we decide to do it raw, right, and that means that somewhat I kind of trust you. But then again, I don't know what you're dealing with when I'm not around you. So I don't know the nigga that you might be fucking or what he doing, because you're not around him. So you don't know what people is doing. And I'm afraid to deal with that, mingle with that, because you don't know, man. Because sometimes she's still ready to deal with the dude, but tell her to put that condom on. And the time you fuck her, you don't know that she just had it. Or sometimes you can't know depending on what it is, man. You know, but at the end of the day, you got women that like you so much, they'll be loyal to you. And then here's their reason. Oh, if he fuck up, you know what? I'm tired. I'm just do what I gotta do. But that's the wrong thing to do, because what you're showing me that you don't have no self-control. A man likes a woman that have self-control. A man don't just like a loose woman because she's giving her booty up. No, anybody can. Man, when I see a woman like that shit don't turn me on. You know what turned me on about a woman? That she listens. You know what turned me on about a woman? She's very attentive. She's observant and she's aware of her life. You understand? She care about the right thing. She don't do shit to cause drama or cause any kind of bullshit, because she don't want that shit in her life. And even if she do want it, she know how to limit those dramas, man. Okay? Because women love to get shit turned up. You feel me? Women love that shit. You know? So I tell you brothers, man, if you're dealing with a woman like that, man, you know, and you know that you want to play around with that girl, play around for a little bit, deal with that chick for a little while, you know what I'm saying, and leave her, man. You know what I'm saying? But if you're gonna love the girl, man, and the girl love you, she love you a lot, man, and she's all about you and only for you, man, make her your wife, man. You know what I'm saying? But I advise you guys, don't even take on the actual marriage, man, and make her your wife, because and we live in a day and age where you lose in marriage. It's not for men to win, it's for men to lose. So when you marry a woman, and think about these things. I think me personally, from now on, Israel needs to understand that the men of Israel need to start teaching these men, you know, you can let this wife be your wife, but don't go by the Esau's laws, man, because you're gonna lose. You're going to lose, man. And if you do it, and say God forbid your wife dies before you, then you good. Don't remarry. Don't do it, man. Don't fucking do it. Stay away from them, man. Stay away from that marriage. Stay away from getting married. Now, I'm not saying don't get married. It's your choice and your prerogative, whatever you want to do. But to be wise and look at what we're going in, the laws are against you. The commandments are against you. I mean, excuse me, not the commandments, Salakia. The laws that the so-called white man made, well, his type of commandments is against you. That's what I meant to say. Because he make his own rules as the shit goes on. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, yo. So he make his own shit as the shit goes on. So he know what to do. He know how to control. He know how to make you lose during divorce proceedings. You lose everything. You pay alimony. You paying this and that. So now, I think in the state of New York, once you're married at 10 years, you know what I'm saying, the wife can't get no alimony. So it's cheaper to keep her. And if she decides to divorce you, you know what I'm saying, depending on how many kids you got, they're going to go according to a certain percentage of the kids you got. You know what I mean? So that's why it's best to keep her for a long period of time. And, you know, once all those kids grow, and if you got that one last child and all them grown, she's the one do this dickhead shit, you know, take the little motherfucking child support at the end. Because they ain't shit. They ain't shit. All your kids is grown. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? But don't let her trick you, man. Don't let her put you in a tight situation, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. Let's continue on.
First place. So it's anger, it's resentment, it's her narcissism, it's selfishness, it is her looking at her children and resenting motherhood because she lost her freedom being a mom. She takes all this shit out on you because she expected you to come into her life and change the man that you actually are. She ignored.
So she's expecting you to change the man that you actually are, meaning she have no idea, no clue what kind of man that she wants you to be. But when you change, that you trying to make her happy from some fucking fictional character man, and it's not suitable. Now she mad because you dealt with her bullshit, and now she never liked what you did because she didn't meet you as the man that you once was. So she wants you to be this fictional fucking Marvel character, and now she wants to hate it. But if a woman meet me as I'm like this, I ain't, and you gonna accept that if you want to be with me, you know. So she want these Pookie and Ray Ray's niggas to be some perfect man. Ain't no such thing as a perfect man. You know why you women say you want a perfect man? Because you want him to be only to you. That would never happen in this world. The only closest niggas that want to do that is simp niggas and suckers. That's the only dudes that want to do that. But real men and the men of the Lord, we not going to do that. And you women don't like it, and we don't give a damn if you don't like it. Love it or hate it. You know, you take it for what it is. Like DMX said, when he just said, yo, man, that's your man's. That's your man's, right? He's saying that because this is who you chose. This is who's in your circle. This is who you are. You understand? This is what you like. So if you like a man this way, right? You gotta accept it. If you don't, and you still take it, whose fault is that? That's your fault. It's not that man's fault. And so now let's say the man trying to make you happy by doing those things and you're so unhappy, then what the fuck is he doing it for? Stupid shit. I'm not gonna change for no broad. I'm not gonna change my ways for no woman. If she don't like it, she gotta go. That's it. I'm not gonna have a woman to retrain me. Now, if she's a good woman to me, and she kind, she's sweethearted, and she don't give me no issue, I don't mind listening and hearing about what's going on with her. You know what I'm saying? Or what she's trying to show. She said, look, this is what I do. I like to. Okay, that's good. She said, I like to draw. Here's my I like to put in the galleries, or I like to make this and that. Okay, so you need me to do something? You need me to help you with something like that? Because she's got things going on that's positive. So if you got a bitch that ain't doing nothing, fucking I'm wasting my time. You know, I dealt with this girl, man. I wasted listen, I wouldn't say I wasted 4 years. I was adding band-aids to her cuts and wounds, and it was healing, but then some of it was getting affected, if that makes sense. Because it was still shit she was dealing with. And I just wasn't going to accept it. And it's going to come up, oh, damn, you very mean, you this and that and that and that and that. Of course I'm going to be like that because I got to deal with the spirit that's in you. You don't know what I'm trying to, you think it's a personal attack. It's nothing personal against you. But then when you know better, you do better. And it's now since you know the truth and you still did it anyway and you did me wrong, so how am I supposed to look at you? Am I supposed to look at you as we cool now? Are we on good terms now? Nah, fuck no. I'll acknowledge you from a distance if I even do that. Because if I see you and you see me, it's not going to be nothing to say. It's nothing to be talked about. Because it's been a whole year and a half that you never said nothing. You know why? Because you running and you shame. You are ashamed of what you did. That's why you don't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be ashamed of what I don't gotta be ashamed. I'm good. I'm good in my skin. But what you did it's not cool. And you one of these women that she's talking about because you a baby mother and you have resentment against your baby fathers. So you trying to move on and trying to heal from that, but you will never heal from it because you should have stayed with your first baby father and dealt with that dude. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is. Your decision, your life, cool. You find another dude and you get on with him, cool. You got your own, you move on, get your own place with that nigga. Do what you want. You do what you want. But at the end of the day, Whether if I'm doing good or bad, you can't come back in my life, because I will not accept you again. You understand? And that's okay. It's all right, man. I don't hate nobody I don't hate you. I hate what you did. I don't hate you. I hate what you did, because I would never do no shit like that to you. I would never do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I always kept it authentic, always kept it real. These are the type of women that she's talking about. They disloyal you, and they make up all this bullshit to do what they want to do. They want to go back to the streets.
All of the red flags that you have, and every single time that you changed for her, you changed into somebody that she didn't even like in the first place, and she hates herself for that. So no, it's not that you were never a good dad. It's just the only way that she can live, breathe, and survive as like justification for all of her poor behavior is to paint you as the villain.
Hold on.
Okay, bye.
Okay, so she said she's having resentment towards you because she want to paint as she's the villain, you know, and she don't take accountability. That's fucked up. So let's get a couple scriptures and let's see this for a second, man. Let's go to matter of fact, let me stay at Deuteronomy 28. I was trying to do a lesson earlier, but you know, I'm gonna have to redo it. It says, "The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and silence of heart." So a lot of you women a lot of y'all are dealing with mental illnesses, man. You know, and the Lord make you come a bug out. How? Because you don't know that you don't know if the Lord put a spirit on you. You don't know that. You don't know the Lord put a spirit on you to act the way you acting. Okay? So I'm saying that to say that. I'm not trying to say that to the girl, man. You know, how you're moving in such a way, it's like you don't realize that you've been I'm trying to find out the best word. I'm not trying to use profanity. You have been selected to show an example of why the Lord was teaching me a lesson. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to just keep it authentic. I'm going to keep it real. The Lord showed you that me and you not compatible. You know what I'm saying? We're not compatible, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had plenty of girls when I was with you, right, that wanted to deal with me. But guess what I did? I knew they were dealing with. They were dealing with me. But guess what? I didn't give them no attention. You know what I'm saying? I didn't give them no attention. You know what I'm saying? Because out of respect, you know what I'm saying. I'm quite sure you did it too. But after a while, you was like, yo, fuck it. I'm gonna do me. I ain't cool. You know, I don't know what you did with this cat that was in that car. I don't know who he was. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who he was, and I don't give a fuck who he was, cause he's just a man trying to get what he wanted to get. But for you to be in the car so comfortable with that nigga and doing what you did, and when you saw me when I rolled by on my truck, and you saw me, you looked at me, and you were shocked. So for a person to be shocked and you saw me, why you ain't call my name? Why you ain't say, yo, Nehemiah, what's up? Yo, what's up? You just stuck in shock and just ain't saying nothing. So now I'm looking at you, knowing that, okay, this is what you doing? Okay, cool. You're adulterous. You're adulterous woman. I know it. I know you couldn't help yourself. I knew it. Because you admitted to me about these things before. You feel me? So I knew that was something that you was dealing with, that you was battling. You know what I'm saying? But I was still trying to work with you because at least you was trying to care about the truth. So that's what kind of made me stick around. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, it was like, if you would never did what you did to me from the beginning of dealing with that dude, and you told me that you slept with the dude, we probably would never had a problem to this day. But I try to extend that grace and that love to you, but I got shit in the end. You know what I'm saying? I was always kind to you. You made me become very, very agitated towards you, because the things you done is like you don't appreciate who was in front of you. I'm not like the other men that you knew of. None of those men that you knew could ever match me. None of those dudes. None of those cats. Because they did. If they did, then why did you stick around? If I was so bad, why did you stick around for 4 years? Well, 3 years rather. So if this is what you do, you get with niggas for 3 years, you stop and go with another nigga for 3 years. If this is what you do, if this is part of your plan, I'm thinking, is this part of what you do? When you told me when you would deal with other guy, you dealt with him for 3 years, 4 years. You told me you dealt with another guy for 2, 3. So it's like you got a repeated habit. I remember what you're telling me. I'm not stupid. So it's like some kind of form of sickness that you're dealing with. It is. It's a repeater of sickness. So I'm thinking that maybe I can shed some light on you, not save you. Cause I ain't trying to save you. I can't. I was trying to at least shed some light so that you can correct your ways. You know what I'm saying? And that's what real people do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you may not like how I called you out on the YouTube. You may not like how I called you names. I'm quite sure you was upset. You was angry. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? What you do, the result of what you do, you is a consequence behind it. Every action has a reaction. And I know you're not a dumb girl. And I know you know that. I know you saw me. I know you see me mentioning you and talking about you in my videos. Do I miss you? No, I don't miss you. I just miss the fact. That what you had for me to see, it was that what made me happy about you, to see you grow. But when you doing it on some other type of shit, I can't fuck with you. And so now your actions don't mean nothing to me because you did something different. And I know that we all fall short, and I'm not holding that against you. I'm just I'm pulling your sin out to let you know that you're wrong. You feel me? And listen, you can ignore it. You don't have to say anything. But when you but let's keep it real here. Let's see if them niggas that you will choose or deal with gonna be real. And I'm telling you, them niggas ain't gonna last long with you. I'm telling you. And when shit fall down, I know when shit gets heavy, I know you watching the prophecies. I know you seen the brothers talking it. I know you see what's going on. And when it get down, I know you gonna try to look for me. I know you gonna try to look for me. I know you're gonna try to look for me because I'm the only one that you close. I'm the only one that's close to you that you know of in this flesh that was preaching the word, and you saw me preaching it. You saw my work. So don't say that you didn't know no man. That didn't do it. You saw me. I invited you into my life to understand this. So I don't know if you're trying to meet other men in the truth and trying to get with them, because if you do, you already committing more adultery. You know, and I'm quite sure if you repent and the Lord deal with you and you still want to, go ahead. But I don't want you to make that man become an adulterer because he don't know what's the fuck going on. But I can't stop you from being who you want to be with. Go ahead, do what you want to do. You know, I'm not saying that's the case. I'm not saying you doing that now. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, you got to be held accountable. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these women, and on top of that, you're a single mother. So your kids is almost grown. So it's like, how long is that going to keep being set up towards you? Your kids almost grown. So it's like, they damn near grown. You know what I'm saying? So I just hope that you don't make a mistake and get a baby by some nigga and you fucked up again. You start back over again. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's tough love that I got to extend, man. It's tough love, man. It's, you know, it's no love lost, but at the end of the day, you know, you are the one that she talked about in here, because you would describe your baby fathers and look at them. I know, I'm quite sure maybe them niggas probably ain't shit, you know, what they did or what you told me, but you chose them. So it is what it is. So I don't want to keep talking about that and with that situation with you all the time. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me go to let's go to Sirach. Sirach 25:1. Let me see. Do I want to go to? All right. This is Ecclesiastes 26:1. It said, "Blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife, for the number of his days shall be doubled." So you said you wanted to be a wife to me, You said you wanted to be a wife to me. And yes, I did say, yo, well, how can you be a wife to me and you doing these things? You know what I'm saying? And I was trying to give you that. I was trying to give you that extended grace so that you can make it up right. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had considered that. You know, but what at what cost? What cost was going to cause me to, you know what I'm saying? For what? I have one already. You could have been a second one, but right now it's very difficult to deal with that right now. Verse 2, a virtuous woman rejoices of her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace. Like that lady was saying, Sarah Eon was saying, if these women were true wives, they would have given their man peace and love, and she would rejoice over her husband. But those women that she was mentioning, they don't want to do that. These women don't want to do that today. They don't want to do that. They want the title of it, but they don't want to actually fulfill what that title means. They don't want to fulfill what they need to do. They don't want to take the responsibility of what needs to be done in that title. Okay? Verse 3, a good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. So a wife is a good portion to those, especially to a good man, if he got a good wife, because he's a man of the Lord. All right? Verse 4, whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart toward the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. So even if I'm rich or poor, you know, you see my countenance of the Lord, that should make you want to say, damn, man, this is a good man right here. And I know you know I'm a good man. I know you know I'm a good man. You know that already. You know that about me. Am I the perfect man? Hell no. Hell no. But don't sit here and say that I was that fucking bad and for you to do some shit like that to me. Come on now. Come on. I ain't never violated you. I ain't never had other bitches disrespecting your face, and I never did that to you at all. I never did that to you. I have told you that when these girls try to come to me, I said, yo, man, these fucking old ass, you know, you be laughing, whatever. But I was telling you the truth. I was keeping it real with you. Like, you kept it real with me. You did one thing. You just say, yo, this guy keep inboxing me. I don't like him, and he didn't even know. Blah, blah, blah. You know, I respected that, you know, because you didn't have to tell me that. So I did respect that. But I would say you would tell me something, but then it was the act of you engaging into a physical thing or being the presence of another man. You know, I ain't like that shit because I never did it to you. You know what I'm saying? So why you do it to me? You know, and you knew my situation when you met me, so we can't use that. I knew your situation when I met you, and I forgave you for that. You feel me? But that was that. And it's like, when you kept doing other things on top of that, you expect me to keep taking you. Nah, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing that. You know, you messed your chance up, man, and you don't get that back from me. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that back. And like that lady was saying, that these women going to be better. And towards these other type of women out here, you're going to be better to your man, and because he got a new girl, new wife, whatever, and then you want to start fighting or treating her, or, you know, and I know you're not like that. I know you ain't going to do no shit like that, because you don't get down like that, so that's not your spirit, so you don't want to even engage in that, so I get that. But she's just saying this pertaining to, in general, for other women that's out here that's doing shit like that, childish shit, so you don't get down like that. I know that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not your stilo. But you're not gonna sit there and not take responsibility. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. If I'm wrong, right? If I'm wrong, you got my number. You could text me. You could call me. If I'm wrong, text me. Say, yo, look, yo, can we talk? I'll give you a conversation. Yo, listen, all right, okay. Oh, that's what happened? I apologize. Simple. But you got to come to me. I'm not going to go to you and text you and say, yo, what's going on? Boom, 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 boom. You're going to tell me how you feel, but I'm not going to even hear that part. I want to see, yo, what was up with that day that you did that shit? You can say, yo, if I'm wrong, you got my number. You know my number. If I'm wrong, you got my number. You got my number. So anyway, verse 5. There be three things that my heart fear. And no, you know what? Let me skip that. Let me go down to verse 6. But a grief of a heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and scourge of the tongue which communicates with all. So that's what Sarah was talking about. Now you women are jealous of other women. And the scripture said, don't be jealous of them, man. But you get jealous because look at the decisions you make. You don't like another woman taking your place, which you had. Don't do that. Don't lose your spot then. Because why? Because you having a disagreement? Because we ain't talking? You don't communicate, so you tired of it? Cool, because you're loyal to your emotions. I'm talking real spiritual woman would never do that shit. So you already showed me who you was, okay. Verse 7. An evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that have hold of her is as though he held a scorpion. Okay. So a drunken woman and a gatherer brought cause of great anger, and she would not cover her own shame. And that's why I felt that's why I felt what you did. You didn't cover your own shame, and you was gathered abroad. You had free liberty. You did what you wanted. But I caught you in the midst of it. I ain't catch you doing the act, but I caught you comfortable with this nigga. You understand? So tell me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, you can tell me, say, yo, you wrong. If you tell me I'm wrong, I will come on here and I will say, yo, all right, here's the proof that I was wrong. And I will show it on here. But you know I'm not wrong. So if you can prove to me that I was wrong, tell me. You got my number. But you did this here in verse 8. A drunken woman. I'm not saying you was drunk literally, but you was drunk in the foolishness of your doings. That's what you was doing. You was drunk in that. Okay? Verse 9. The whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. So that fits you, right? I'm not saying you're an actual whore. I would never say that from you, because you're a woman still with some kind of dignity to that degree, but you do play the whore. You do play whoredom games at times. I know you do that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a matter of time of you trying to entertain and see if you're gonna do it, and then when you commit it, then you want to feel guilty and feel bad, and you want to, oh please, no. But why you do it then? Don't do it. That's like someone see a $5,000 on a table, and you know you at your friend's house, and you see, oh shit, man, if I could just take one, he ain't gonna know there's one missing. If I just take this $100 bill, oh, don't touch it. It's not yours. Don't touch it. So that's what I feel like. I feel like you allow another man in your presence to touch it, which I had. You know, so hey, you know, it's all good. You know. Verse 13, the grace of a wife delight of her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. So then you fatten my bones a little bit, but it wasn't getting nowhere. I tried with you, you know, but you didn't have no discretion. You know what you did? You was openly about it and thought that I wasn't going to catch you. And the Lord put my spirit there to catch you. So you thought I wasn't going, and I wasn't even, like I said, that day, I wasn't even supposed to come out that day. But my son begged me to come outside and say, yo, daddy, can you take me to go get my hair cut? I went to the barbershop and I took my son to get his hair cut. All right? The reason why I did it, because he had his braids cut off. So I'm not a barber. So I wanted him to have his hair looking a little decent. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, so he could trim up whatever he had. Yeah, he kept a little bit on. You know what I'm saying? So he was happy that, you know, I was maintaining it. So I went in there. I got him, like I said, I went in there. I had bought him a PlayStation 5 that day. And then I went into the store. I had got him a shake. You know what I'm saying? Protein shake or whatever, or a smoothie. And that's when I saw you. And I said, oh, word. Okay. Because I kept my composure. And you saw me. And I looked at you. You looked at me. And it was the crazy part is, like, you saw me and you didn't say nothing. You was like, you was shocked. And you ain't say nothing? You know why? Because you didn't want that nigga know that you knew me. You know what I'm saying? So, hold on, guys. So, yeah, so, like I said, you seen me, I seen you, and we locked in. And once you didn't say my name, you didn't acknowledge me. And you saw my video when I called you out. So right then and there, you knew right then. You said, "Oh shit, he knew he ain't stupid." You know I'm not stupid. You know I'm very smart. That's one of the gifts that the Lord give me. I can spot. I can pull out of people. That's just my aura, man. And that's what it is, man. You know. So anyway, I'm gonna leave that scripture there. Oh, let me go down here. Verse 22 in Ecclesiastes 25 and 23. A wicked woman abated the courage, maketh a heavy countenance and a wounded heart. A woman that will not cover her husband in distress, maketh weak hands and feeble knees. So, so to speak, you didn't comfort me. You didn't comfort me. You disgraced me. You disgraced yourself. And I said, oh shit. Why? Cause let me explain something to you. If this is not true, right? If this is not true, whatever reason why you had him in the car driving, that's your business. If this is true, right? If this is true, any man that's driving your car, which I never seen a dude drive your car, if it was a mechanic or something, or whoever. If this dude driving your car and you swinging and you happy in there with him, you was dealing with him. It don't take a genius to know that. And number two, I'm going to say this too. I never said this. I'm going to say this. When you text me on WhatsApp and when you said, yo, are you here yet? Are you coming yet? And then you deleted it. Don't think I didn't see that. You deleted that message. So I knew you was dealing with a nigga. Because that was something that you would tell me when I was to come over to your crib and get some. So let's keep it real here. Now, I don't know if that was the case. I don't know if that was the case. You know, I don't know. You could have been writing that to your daughters, say, oh, did you leave yet? Did you come? I don't know. I don't want to accuse you on that. But I'm quite sure that wasn't the case. Because I know you. So you got caught in your lies. And you ashamed because you know that this time around, you heard my message that you can't come back around. You know, that's cool. But if I'm fucking lying, if you hear this video, if I'm lying, hit me up and say, yo, you wrong what you saying. I will listen to you. I will give you a chance and I will listen to what you're saying. I will give you the floor. And if you do not prove to me that I was wrong, that means that I was right all along. It's simple. God knows, Yahweh knows, and you know and I know. It's my truth, your truth, and God's truth, right? So who's lying? Is it me or you? Because if I lied, then I can accept my responsibility for lying or making false statements against you, bearing false witness. But if I'm not, hit me up. That's all. Hit me up. And tell me and say, yo, all right, I'm gonna be a woman of, yeah, I did that, boom, boom, boom. That's all. And then once I got the clarification of what you did, I understood from that day, from right there. But if you don't say nothing, that means you was guilty all along, and this was the worst shit that you did to me. So it's all good. But I hope this video is edifying. Shalom.